Beautiful people, I hope we're all well. So, I am back in this little cozy space. I've just had my dinner, sorry, I was burping. Ugh. But I did a little meditation a couple of days ago, and a really cool energy, really interesting imagery came through, and I pulled some cards, and I was just asking like some general, like, what do your like spirit guides or angels, what advice do they have, like, what do they want you to know as a collective to whoever this may be for. And it was some really lovely energy, so I can't wait to go into it. But first I'm going to pull one of these. I have pulled, I did a meditation outside in the garden, and then I pulled some cards which completely correlated, so I'm going to go through them in a moment. So I'll just pull a little card here. I hope we're all having a good day, morning, afternoon, evening, night, whenever you're watching this. I've had a very interesting week. I think it's been about a week since I uploaded that video. Okay, interesting. So we have completion with Comfrey. Something is finishing. A cycle is finishing, and we're stepping into a new one, which comes through with the energy that I pulled in the reading. Where's my little... I don't know much about this card, you know. It never comes up for me. And oh, this lighting is gorgeous, right? It never comes up for me. But here I see you have the symbol for Capricorn. Oh no, it's a Sagittarius or Capricorn. I'm gonna look the book. You might hear some sirens and some cars. There's a main road outside. I apologize. I'm gonna get a little microphone so that I can have higher quality videos and higher quality sound. So yeah, 32. Closure, completion of a long journey. Yes, wholeness, mending. It represents wholeness, completion, and closure of a great cycle. The wreath symbol on the card means a cycle. It contains the energy of the past, present, and future, hovering over the clouds to know how the foundation of all cycles are grounded in mystery. Comfrey majestically grows in the centre, representing the axis mundi, the sacred heart, the sacred will that pulses the great mystery. Comfrey has appeared today to signal that a great cycle is nearing completion. Stay aligned as you continue to prune and heal the garden of the self. Look closely into repeated patterns, persons, or situations that keep showing up in your life. Draw upon Comfrey's power to mend and find wholeness in lessons and patterns that need closure. Okay, so this is really relevant because when I did the meditation, I seen a child, or just you, it's just a person. It was just, there's no details, but it was a younger person, okay? And they were collecting like shells on this beach and building a sandcastle. And as this sandcastle's been built, there was a little black hermit crab in the tower. And it moved in the tower, in the sandcastle. I'm saying tower because tower card's gonna come up later, right? The hermit crab moves and the sandcastle just completely falls down. It's a completely uneven structure, and it's been built on a foundation that isn't maybe the most beneficial for its survival, okay? And as I was tapping into that symbolism, there is something that is needing to be pulled down because it is based on previous identities and patterns of the self, and you've almost reached this dead end. It's like so much hard work's been done to create this thing, but it's been built on things that have been needing healing, okay? If that makes any sense. Now, a hermit crab is really interesting because a hermit crab obviously symbolises solitude, and we know the hermit card is wisdom from within. And the thing is, what is interesting with a hermit crab is they can change their home, like their shell, 555 on the thing, change, which is what change means. So they can move from different shells. They can just abandon their home and go to find a new shell. And it's kind of relevant because you're maybe outgrowing a situation and you need to take yourself out of it and move into a new cycle, let's say, and there's a completion of one part of you and you're being asked to step into to trust yourself, okay? Because there's almost like an element of what you've built something on. It's like structures potentially of other people's expectation, or you've maybe ignored the call of your own self. And when we ignore the call of our own self and our soul, which represents a hermit crab, destroying that structure, we're going to get a rude awakening. Okay, things are going to change because our soul is always being calling for us to listen to it. Okay. So this is a redirection. And what we had was built on previous patterns and versions of the self. So we're going into this new identity. Okay, and these 3 cards came out from the archetype deck. So we got the box. Now, look at that. When you're boxed in, right, when you're we're taught how to kind of conform, right? We're put in boxes by society, but we're being called to be out with a box. The box is no longer serving us because you then got the dead end card. We've reached the dead end. Look at this mess. Look at this damn mess. It's like, get me out, get me out. Okay, I need out here. This box isn't serving me. Look at the shining light inside the box. And there's lots of like, this is reminding me of the shell here. It's like there's so much protective mechanism around this shining thing within that there's almost a fear of that being shown in society, okay? So you're on the threshold of this what you've had before, what you're in, maybe at the minute, or this could be coming up for you, or it has happened. We're being asked to step into a new version of ourselves, a new technique I'm hearing, a new way of doing things, because it's really messy. And I keep hearing Messy by, what's her name? That's bloody viral song that's annoying. It goes over and over and over in my head. It's going over and over and over in my head, which means it's relevant, but it's basically in this song, she's like, I'm this, I'm that, you think I'm this, you think I'm that. It's like, whichever way, I won't please you. So it's, what that's telling me, why that's coming through, is you're now we're trying to get you out of that box into that pleasing, doing what others think, and going into this new solo journey of the self. Okay, bear with. Then during my meditation, I kept hearing Always, which is a song by Panama. I don't know if you know who they are. It's a good song. You should have a listen. And the lyrics that were jumping out to me was, time to take down your barricades and follow your own heart now. So which was exactly what came through in imagery, okay? And as I was meditating, there's a strong highlight on the root chakra. Your roots are your connection with the earth. It's how you're rooted. It's your environment around you. It's your ancestry. There is lots of things connected to your root chakra. But I kept hearing new roots make for a stable structure. So I was seeing a new structure being built with proper foundation, right? And I sense it's coming from very much from the self and not from others, if that makes any sense to anyone. Overcoming obstacles. You're breaking down these obstacles, and there's the willow and the goat. The goat is hard working. The goat represents Capricorn, which is work, so this may be work related. But yeah, I thought that was super interesting, overcoming obstacles. Because to me, it's like this box is the obstacle that you're trying to get out of. This dead end. All these obstacles, they're trapped, right? So then, as I continued to meditate, I seen this person on this, if you can imagine, right? This valley in Scotland. This is what I'll say Scotland, because it's relevant to this, that's relevant to where I live, because I live in Scotland. But I seen a solo traveller on this valley, and it was like carving this new path, walking up these mountains, feeling free. Like, it's this pilgrimage, and it's like, the fact that this came, and I'll show you the cards later, because it's like completely mirrored of what came through. So that represents you going on your own path, okay? Right? Then after that, I kept hearing Grease. So the song Grease by Frankie Valli. I don't know if you've seen the film Grease, but the symbolism of that is relevant, because in the story, Sandy is this way because of the conventional norms of society, of her parents. She's this goody two-shoes way, and then eventually she becomes like, at the end she's wearing black, which is funny, which is similar to the hermit crab, but she comes out as this new transformed version of herself that is less restricted, okay? And that's the kind of symbolism we're looking at here of this energy. And I kept hearing that song, and I looked the lyrics up, and this was interesting. I solve my problems and I see the light. We've got a living thing. We've got to feed it right. There ain't no danger we can go too far. We start believing now that we can be who we are. We take the pressure and we throw away conventionality. It belongs to yesterday. Now those lyrics speak for themselves in the message. When you're meditating and you're getting stuff coming through, and I used to always doubt this, it's like, it's just my mind chatter, but if a song pops into your head, always look up the lyrics for it, because there's usually a message in there for you. It's fascinating. But this also obviously has elements of transformation, right? And I just heard, trust your magic. Social media detox to silence outer chatter, or even your perception and idea of who you should be, because it's very like image based on there, and like, I don't know, it muddies the mind, I guess, and muddies the self-worth. So rather than looking at what is perceived to be going wrong, zoom out on this journey of life like a map route. It is just one point. Okay, interesting. So this structure that may be falling, something has gone wrong, right? And to our perception, to human mind, it's like when this thing falls down, it's like, oh no, something's gone wrong. This is bad. But actually, when a structure falls down, the Tower card, it allows for something new to be built on something more solid, okay? And things like that can be like sudden upheaval, sudden things changing in your life, right? And it looks in the situation like a terrible, terrible thing. And I was thinking of that in my mind, and then I seen like a Route 66 roadmap, and it was like looking at the journey of life and then zooming out of this roadmap and looking at it from above and going, that's just one point of my journey. to take me to wherever I need to go. Okay? Now the reason, Now when I pulled the cards, the mirroring of this story I had in my mind was absolutely fascinating, and I wish I pulled it while I channeled that meditation for you. What I might start doing is doing that and then pulling the cards, because it'll come out, the story comes out every time. But I'll pull more cards after. The reason I like to pull the cards at the same time as doing the message is because it shows the confirmation of synchronicity, and it kind of solidifies the message a little bit more. And it just kind of helps people have those little like aha moments, right? So anyway, here we had the 10 of Wands. Now, bear with the glare. The 10 of Wands, he is hardworking. He has gone through a tough ride. He is freaking tired. 3 of Swords. She's in pain. And look at this actually. This is like a really badly structured thing. This glare is horrendous. I'm going to need to fix the lighting. It's just because they're glossy cards. So something you have worked your ass off in life, or you feel that you've gone on a long ass journey, really heavy, tough journey, which is built on previous patterns which potentially have been extremely traumatizing, painful for you. With heartache, it's like this journey has been really hard, and the life that is being lived is needing to change. Here, I channeled something when I was looking at these cards. Let me check. So yeah, something that you're needing to heal from has caused this tower to fall, which I'm going to show you the tower moment after, is because what has been built on internalized pain, trauma, and things that you're carrying from the past. It's like an emotional overload. This is really heavy, but what's good about it coming out in the past position is that journey is almost over. The 10 is the last number in the cycle, in the 1 to 10. And see, like, she's actually holding the heart with her body. It's like she's pulled that out. So the 3 of Swords in this card, it's like she's starting to feel the pain, because this pain or this emotion is needing to come up so that we can, clear it out, work with it, and create a better structure which is going to serve your soul and serve the soul of others more. Because, as we said, we can't build things on a rocky structure. It'll just go wrong. Like the sandcastle, a wave's going to come and it's just going to crumble, right? So then, funnily enough, we had the Tower come up, which looks like a sandcastle, and this looks like waves. I couldn't believe it. And the 3 of Wands, which looks like the valley I was talking about. Oh my gosh, I hate the glare. It's really annoying. I'm gonna get a better way to do this. But she's in that valley, and there's that roadmap. It's looking at that point of this falling down has cleared the way for a new plan. But she's not needing to create the plan. It's like she's learned. She's got the ones that she needs for this new structure. She's like, okay, I've got it now. There's a lion for strength. But this is the sudden upheaval here, which is divinely guided. And the water here is very representative of an emotional. So it may be a tumultuous time at the minute. But this glowing crystal ball, she's like, this was always meant to happen. It's also just a point on her roadmap, right? There's a dragon. This is about magic here as well. The magic of your soul. And look at the little path over here. You've got you've got a new journey to step out on. That threshold. You need to jump onto that threshold and go all the way. That's why everything's changed. It's the view's been cleared. The way's been cleared. So it's funny because if you look at that little structure, it's terrible, and we've got all the roses, they're thorny, it's like a bit small, it's a mess. It's like she started building it, but it's not reached its potential because it's not meant to. Do you get what I mean? But you realise, like, it may be that feeling of you just need something real, you want something real, and you know what that is now, because here we have the 10 of Pentacles. Oh my goodness, the glare. 10 of Pentacles, look at the new tower, and that is a solid structure in the background, that ain't made of no sand, and there's a tree here which is extremely rooted, so you might want to do some like root chakra healing, because that helps with our roots and our environment. Okay, often in our root chakra, we've got shit going down. If there's stuff stagnant there, it can make us feel unstable in our life, but also it's connected to our wealth, our connection to the earth, our connection to our root is also connection to our wealth, which is also connected to environment. It's very interesting when you start to look into it. But we also got the Hermit card, which is trusting the self, but the Hermit was the hermit crab, right? And she's up on there looking at her roadmap again, right? And that's someone who's no longer looking at the outside world and their expectations of what to do in life, and it's just going and doing what they want for themselves, essentially. You don't need to prove your worth here. Look how abundant this card is. It's like someone who's like, I don't need to prove myself. Usually in the 10 of Pentacles, there's a whole family, but in this deck, it's just her and her wolf, which is also independence and protection. There's also a deer here, which is gracefulness. But she's abundant and she's really sure of herself. It's the same character as was in this one, right? So this is in the future. This is in the future position in tarot here. So this is a likely outcome of the energy read. If you really, like dedicate yourself to yourself and what you're feeling and your soul, like you've carried a lot of pain here. The 3 of Swords and 10 of Wands. There's pain. There's the Tower card, which is really like heavy energies, to be completely honest with you. They're heavy cards, but they're in the past to the middle position, like moving into this new energy. So you've gone through a lot and you've done a lot of work, right? But that tower breaking is a way to break you open to the potential and possibility of your life. Like, you're not meant to be like in the sidecar, I keep hearing. Like, I'm imagining a little like John motorbike when they had the sidecar. It's like you're not meant to be in the sidecar, you're meant to be in the motorbike. Like, you gotta take the reins of your life. Life and self-rooted in truth, stability, a soulful purpose. Okay? So here we have clarity. Morning dew. Morning dew is what comes after a dark night. The morning dew, if you are going out in the morning, it's like the wetness of the grass. It's like a really like, I don't know, it feels nice. It feels healing to be when you're awake and no one else is there. I'm feeling that energy of getting up really early and no one else is there, and you're seeing like the dew, the morning dew, and it's like this, I'm awake, no one else is up yet, and I'm in this new, because here it says clarity, a fresh start, a positive outlook. And the eagle is seeing from a higher perspective, grabbing that sun and just going like, and the eagle I'm seeing again above that roadmap, just like taking a more elevated perspective and observation of the experiences you go through in life, right? So I'm going to pull a few more cards on this because I would like to get a bit of clarity. So, what other things would you like the collective to know, whoever's watching this? What is... This is a beautiful energy. I know it's tough, like 10 of Wands. Okay, soulmate. This may be to do with a relationship. Or it's the way soulmates can be, well, many different forms. Friendships. Interesting. Okay. Oh. Whoa. Okay. Bear with. Ah! These are kind of heavy, but it's fine. Jeez! Right, so I feel it, yeah. Okay. Bear with. We have soulmate, pride, self-sabotage, and victim consciousness. Okay. Right. I may go quiet at this bit, but it's because I need to channel some energy. So can you clarify the soulmate part? Whoa. Jeez. Ow. Soulmate. Can I just said, can you clarify the soulmate card for me? Two of Cups. So this may be related to a relationship or just relationships in general in your life. Okay. Pride. Can you clarify the pride card, please? Whoa. Here. Six of Cups is inner child, which is very interesting. Giving and receiving as well. Okay. Self-sabotage card. Can you give me a clarifying card for that, please? Ah. Fuck off. That's the ultimate self-sabotage card, by the way. Can I just, like, that is the card of self-sabotage. And victim consciousness, please. So, a victim consciousness mindset. Hierophant. Interesting. Okay. So this pain, this Three of Swords, this Ten of Wands, this whole completion is a cycle in regards to, according to these cards, it's based on relationships, but also I'm feeling attachment style and just patterns within ourselves that create these messy structures, right? Pride has made us put on a mask. So, okay, wait, bear with. This is very deep. I didn't expect this to come through, Spirit. Bro, take off your masks. So, we're being blocked by ourselves here. This structure was created by the old patterns of self-sabotage, of pride, of victim consciousness, okay, in regards to relationships. How we show up and exchange in love and also friendships and family relationships can become extremely prideful in the sense of, you owe me this because I feel like I have this need for love that wasn't given to me before. And that can create, don't know what's coming through, that can create quite toxic bonds. And rather than, because love, right? Love is not non-judgment. Love is balance, temperance. Love is healing. Love is a divine loving energy, right? And when we are stuck in this energy of I am not receiving what I should, and I feel self-conscious because that person isn't giving to me or showing me love in which I feel and have learned love should be, we create self-sabotage. And we're almost playing in this show of life, because there's a circus tent here, and I'm seeing it's like you have trapped yourself in your mind here. And aren't listening, the Hierophant, to the higher power of what love truly is. Because it's become it's become an exchange rate, I'm hearing, for some reason. Funnily enough, selling out. Wow. I don't know why this has come through. This is very, very interesting. I'm just going to dig more into the energy because I'm very... It's a superficial energy. Home, rhythms, crossroads. Grief. Yeah. Cycles. Interesting. I keep hearing it's not how happy the house, it's not how happy the house, it's how happy the home, for some reason. I don't even know. I seen this weird TikTok or meme the other day. This is really deep energy I didn't expect. Changing woman. So yeah, this old structure may have been how you've shown up in relationships. And you may have had relationships where you've been, you know, hurt. And you feel like this person isn't being the way I'm being, as I'm being so loving. Why is this person not being that way back? But actually we're meeting that from a sense of an objective stance of it being like an exchange rate. It's hard to explain what I mean. I'm seeing this exchange here because there's a coin here. And the crossroad, it's like, you either continue down that path of looking at relationships in that sense, or you pick a new path by dissolving all those dissolving that structure. And it starts from within. It starts in your own home. It starts from your own rhythms, because rhythms here. Grief. It's begging to be felt here. You may want to do a little clearing here, because in this self-sabotage card, there's like two hooded like skeleton guys here. It's kind of menacing, but like that is fear to me. That's fear. That's self-sabotage. That fear in your mind, a victim consciousness of this person's out to get me, or something as bad is gonna happen, or because all these things have gone wrong in the past, they're going to happen again, blocks you off from healing. There's healing. There's the healing card. Four of Swords. That's solitude as well. You may have been in a cycle of confusion because you have been looking out with in other people to feel that healing and loving energy, when actually it's within the Queen of Wands, it's all Queen of Cups, it's already within you. Hierophant and the divine energy. And that's why the Hermit cards come up in the Ten of Pentacles. And this Ten of Pentacles, it's like, not like the Rider-Waite Ten of Pentacles, because there's a whole, like, there's a man, there's loads of people in that one, there's a whole family in it, but she's on her own. In the Hermit card, it's like, there may be an energy of focusing a lot on completing yourself, the completion of the cycle, with a soulmate, a person. Where's my person, I'm hearing? But you're your person. Then look at this, it's all the little attachments to relationships here that need healed. Is that what that Tower card is? Was it a relationship? A home? Having to move a home? Healing. Yeah. You're healing. The healing's in our hand. The healing is within the self here. You can't look for the healing out with. Interesting. My mum said that to me the other day. It's within, because we're talking about my dad. He's been going through a bit of a rough time. So this might not even, it doesn't even need to be a relationship. It could be just attachment to external things that are not serving you. Look at this card. He's like very ghost-like. It's like the idea of the soulmate here. Very deep. But there is healing here and an element of independence. There's the other cycle. Completion. There's a little heart in the middle. Have you completed a cycle? Have you learned something new about yourself that's now changed the way you go into relationships or view other people or view yourself or view love or view your life, right? There's shadow work elements here. The Jaguar here. Jaguars are protector. Many paths. This came up in another way. So completion. There's the snake, the shedding of the skin. The Jaguar is a amazing protector, and that is the I can't remember if that's the purging the unnecessary card. It might be. And then you've got many paths, and there's a heart here, and then the shadow of a man again, which is similar to that. Maybe you're wanting to call in a person into your energy again, a new person, an old friendship, an old flame, whatever it may be, a job, a concept, whatever this thing you want to call in here is. It's like, it's possible, but and there's many paths towards it, but the many paths always lead to your heart healing. And it's when you do that heart healing, there's another heart there. When you do this heart healing, you realize you are full within yourself. It's all within you. All these little paths can form, and they become a lot more clear. Many paths, seeing that route, that journey. I'm going to read from the book for these 3 cards, because do I even have that book out? Sugar. Bear with, again. Always doing that. So interesting. There's many paths. That previous structure and that conventionality, is that the word? That opinion people have, and they think you need to follow a certain structure, isn't necessarily going to be the right one or the correct one for you here. Conventionality. Conventionality belongs to yesterday. All things have a beginning, middle and an end. This is the nature of life. The seed, the flower, the fruit. And of all human relationships, completion suggests the fullness of the moment and the need to transform an old form into a new one. You have completed a cycle. There's no more growth or benefit from hanging on to the old. In regard to relationships, it's time to honour what has been, find a new form for the future. In your ventures, it is time to reap your harvest. Completion is time for celebration. It's the end of summer when the fruit is ripe. Okay, did you hear that? I love these books because they word it way more simply and clearly than I ramble on about. The jaguar is the protector of all life in the Amazon, and in times of fear she brings courage and certainty. Jaguar is at the top of the food chain and never becomes prey. So don't become prey here, okay? Good. Self-sabotage, victim consciousness, pride. Don't become prey to your previous patterns. Your cycle has ended. You're now going into a new cycle, and the reason these came up is to remind you what patterns not to take into your next cycle. And to do that, you need to grieve, you need to feel the pain, you need to look at it and figure out, what is it that I need to take into this new cycle, into these new paths? How do I heal? What do I need to do? Love it. With great stealth, she can track her mark from a distance and not be seen or heard. What did I say about zooming out? Tracking the mark. Interesting. She moves gracefully through the jungle, relishing the abundance of the forest. The rainforest, fearless and at ease. Jaguar knows the ways beyond death and is the master of the shadows, blending invisibly between light and dark, night and day. Jaguar calls you to explore beyond the walls that confine you. That's it, that's the structure, that's the obstacles that confine you. Explore beyond those walls. That's what's happening. The walls of the hermit crab. You need to move out of that shell. Interesting. Wow. Go outside of your normal routine. Push your limits and boundaries. She's delivering an invitation from your own future to investigate the unknown, to venture into the mystery and the dark places you've been reluctant to explore. When I seen the solo traveller on this path, toss all caution to the wind. Know that your jaguar instinct will serve you well. And many paths. I'll read that one out for you. I love when it starts to make sense and all come together. All paths lead to spirit. What you bring to your journey is what will determine if your path is of suffering, is a path of wisdom, or a path of bliss, or a path of loss. What are you taking on this path? From this cycle, this past cycle, what are you taking into this new cycle? Be clear. Consider the traveller who met two stonemasons. He asks one what he is doing, and the mason replies, I'm squaring out this stone. He asks the other, who's doing the exact same thing, and gets the reply, I'm building a cathedral. Shut the front door. I'm building a cathedral. Okay. One man has a job and the other man has found his work and calling. He's part of an endeavour much greater than himself. Be sure you pick a path with a heart. Your call now is to take a big, bold step across this threshold and out of the box. Where's the threshold card? To take a big, bold step and leave the beaten path. Heaven and earth are conspiring on your behalf to support you in this move. Do not dally, lest you miss the moment. It's time to sail into the uncharted. Be sure you attend to both your path through this earth as well as your journey through the stars. So keep yourself really keep yourself grounded, but also connect to that divine energy. Now, I wanted to talk a bit about one of the cards that came up, or the other cards that came up. Okay, grief here. The cycles, the crossroads. Okay, interesting. Something needs to give here, right? And it's okay to grieve it. because a new cycle is calling, changing woman. You're at a crossroads here, and whatever path is picked, that's the many paths. Be careful of what path you're choosing, right? You've got to stay really rooted in the soul and your rhythms and your home. Your home is within your soul and your heart, right? Here is what I'm getting. What are your rhythms? Get to know your rhythms that have laid out the path that you've already led on this journey, right? With grief as well, you may even want to do a little like ceremony of grief of that thing that you've lost, that old life to this new life. You may want to, you know, honor it. Have a little ceremony for yourself. It can be, there's many ways that you can do that. Just have a little research. It can be writing a letter and burning it. It can be burying something that represents that thing that you've lost and gained, and just grieving it with love and remembering whatever it was has served you. That was in your life because it was meant for you at that moment. It was part of you. It was part of one of your cycles, and it was probably grown from love and your loving energy and intention. But because of our patterning and the things that have needed to change, it's caused confusion that needs healing. It's made us stuck because we've been looking for healing on the outside. We've been looking for that love on the outside and looking at it from the lens of society now and what life is now and what it should look like. But actually we've lost a lot of what it all means. Jeez. Powerful stuff, guys. Very powerful. Damn. I didn't mean to go that deep, to be honest. But deep's good because people don't go deep in life all the time. So, can we have one or two if you want? A last card for the collective. I'll read the little thing from the book. Just a little bit of like encouraging words, guidance. There was something else that I was going to say that came through, but it's obviously not meant to be said just now, so. Against the grain. Going against the grain. Off the beaten track, which was said on from the other book. This new structure of what's within your soul. Big bold vision. There's something bigger for you than what you've previously put up with or lived through and done. I keep hearing it's not how happy the house, it's how loving the home. It's a stupid meme, and it's over and over and over in my head. It's not how happy, it's how, I can't remember, but it's like something about house and home, and hearth and home here is funny, and I kept hearing it before that came out, and it's like, there's something about your home here. It's like you're coming home, or you're going to start feeling more at home, or you're going to figure out what home means to you than what it used to in the past. Maybe you're moving home, and there's something about a structure. Interesting. Wait a minute. Oh, no, there's a few more of these, then I'll read that. Four against grain. 4 structure. 4 is stability. I was going to say maybe you're traveling. Maybe you're going to move somewhere new. 10 of Pentacles came up again. Oh my God. 10 of Pentacles has come out again. That is like them. And look, there's a family here now. It's like they're welcoming. It's like, you're home. You've come back. 10 of Pentacles came first. But, oh, okay, here, look. She's built the 10 of Pentacles with herself, and now she's been able to do the 10 of Pentacles with someone else. That's family, that's structure, that is complete stability. There's the 2 dogs from the wall. And then planning, 2 of Wands, a journey. This is what was in the past. It's just going out into this new plan, this new world, what is going to bring that 10 of Pentacles. Jumping out into the new Fool card. Risking it all. For some reason I'm feeling he's jumping from this falling structure. That's meant to be a cliff, but to me it's like this falling structure. It's like, right, okay, I'm gonna go. There's another white dog. Because look at these. There's the white dogs here. 3 white dogs, and then there's, well, 3-headed dogs, and now there's 3 white dogs here. So Hecate may be calling to you as a deity. We also had Coatlicue. I don't know who that is and what goddess she is. Hestia, I don't know who that is. Morgan Le Fay, there's the Mother Maiden and the Crone. So these are things you might want to look into for some symbolism. Very interesting. But the Fool's jumping into this new journey. But she's the Fool, like she's going against the grain. What is it? 4 is structure. 4. It's something stable. You may fear it's not going to be stable, but it is. But you need to go out your comfort zone first. Go out your comfort zone first. Be open to the learning. Sorry, I'll read that in a minute. I'm just like buzzing about this, to be honest. Courage. Have the courage. Step out. Have the courage. And for extra confirmation, cycles. There was, I think, 3 cycles, 4 cycle cards come out there. Don't even know. Having the courage to go against the grain. Fuck, I love this. You want birds to be able to fly underwater. You want love to trump power. You want humanity to relate to each other as equals and to recognise the sacredness in you and in the world around you, rather than looking at the you're an asshole, you're not being loving the way I am, and looking at things from that perspective of the self-sabotage, of the victim consciousness, of the pride, leaving that behind. That's a new form of relationship with others. Okay. You want to unleash the beauty that hides in even the ugliest of scenes or sentiments. You want to make possible what others say cannot be. You are a radical dreamer, a sacred rebel, and you bring the light of a more positive future in this world. However, this can have its burdens. Deep within you may feel that you don't really fit in with the rest of the world. Perhaps your sense of how things can be and how they really are, don't be conventional basically, is so different to the smaller minds or more fearful hearts of many others that you are rarely received for all that you offer. Interesting, I'm going to say something. Relationships often leave our life because our energies aren't in sync anymore, and we're not in the same cycle as each other. And it may feel like a struggle because you've changed friendships, or you're changing a relationship, or you're losing people in your life, or you're losing things in your life. But it's like that's not serving you anymore. And that frequency is no longer aligned with you. And for you to change and to learn and grow in yourself, it's like you need to be pushed out the comfort zone. And sometimes the comfort and the comfort zone is not being alone, but being alone is where you learn the most. And when you actually, after that time and process of introspection and isolation and healing, you actually form even better friendships, relationships, and also are able to clearly see things a lot more openly. Hierophant here is also a call to have more of a divine connection and a connection with something higher than yourself. So anyway, sorry, I'll read that again. Perhaps your sense of how things can be and how they really are is so different to the smaller minds or more fearful hearts of many others that you are rarely received for all that you offer. This might make you feel frustrated, thwarted, or lonely at times. The universe so loves you for your unusual take on things, for the quirkiness in you that dares to honour that which is different and renders the impossible possible. You must never ever lose your unusual ways and become dry, serious, appropriate, and conventional. Shut up. Conventional. Very rarely is that word written in one of these books, so there's a confirmation there. Not even for appearance's sake. What was I saying about social media and how you look? For you would lose your essence. You are here to show that life is about so much more than conventional success. This oracle comes with a special message. You are someone who lives and breathes in the depths of creative waters. You need to lose yourself to the flow of music, nature, dreams, imagination, and fantasy. Through art, literature, meditation, dance, an essential surrender to the sacred waters of the ocean, the river, the lake, or the bathtub. You must go against the grain. It is just the way you are. You are not one of the followers, but one of the agitators. However, yours is not a force of disrespectful chaos. You are a loving catalyst. And by simply being yourself, you constantly remind people that there is always another way. This oracle comes with the particular guidance that you are meant to be exactly as you are. You are meant to be the black sheep, the rainbow sheep, or even the wild wolf in the flock of sheep. The black hermit crab. The daring butterfly spirit calling to the caterpillars. That is you. The price you pay for the gift of individuality. I wrote that. No, did I not? Can't remember. Doesn't matter. Individuality is... Wait. The price you pay for the gift of individuality is that you must take care of it and guard it so that you're not dulled down and conditioned into playing at being something you're not. And what's coming through is you may be in relationships and have dulled yourself down and who you are to just meet the expectations of others, or just to kind of meet at level ground with someone else, and it maybe dulls your energy a little bit. And that's not their, maybe it's not their intention, and we can't be angry at them. It's just the wrong relationship, right? It should complement you, not thwart you. If this has happened or is threatening to happen, this oracle brings you comfort. You will always dream of birds that fly underwater. You know that the true nature of your being can never be changed. At most, it could only be hidden for a time. Now is the time to accept who you are and allow your truths to be freely expressed. Don't worry about the effects of going against the grain. When we are who we are in truth, we attract the support, protection, and energy that we need to thrive. Your power comes from aligning your outward self with your inner truth, not with the general consensus. You will then find other dreamers, other wild butterflies, and atypically coloured sheep to join you in conjuring better visions for our world. It's for a new world. It's holding the little globe. Feeling trapped by convention there. An illusion. Wow. Going in and healing. And remembering that you are a magical, intuitive, creative being who has so much love within that needs shared. And you're divinely connected. Hierophant is like a higher power, but it's also, I feel like, a higher purpose here as well. There's something big. I'm going to take one more card. Another really nice energy. There's something that kept coming through in my low-key, like in my mind. I kind of needed to say through that, but I can't remember what it was. It's obviously not meant to be. Wounded healer. Yeah, oh my god, I was going to say. Thank you. Thank you. Mwah. Thank you. So I was going to say, if you don't go through these tower moments and these really difficult times, how do you know how to help others? How do you know there's a higher purpose for you? Maybe you're here to help or create something, right? And that can't be created. So a lot of creation and a lot of art is made from pain and difficulty, and some of the most incredible art is from coming from the darker places, actually. But also, maybe you're here to help heal people and heal the world. Wounded healer, without going through this difficulty, this pain, and helping to heal yourself and look within, you're not able to help people reach their potential, or you to reach your potential, I'm getting. Dandelion, wounded healer. That's an... People look at a dandelion and they go, it's a weed. But actually, it's a pretty magical flower if you think about it. Look at it. It goes from this yellow, beautiful, little sunny thing, and then it turns into this mystical, fluffy flower that you blow, and when you're a kid, it's like make a wish. It's this magical little thing. But also, dandelions have incredible healing properties. It's like you are that dandelion. There's the transformation as well. It's like this transforming from this yellow to this, and spreading all those seeds, and that energy that you have when you create this new structure. It's like the places you can reach. Whoa. And I want to read that. See that dandelion, wounded healer. They're really nice. Wounds are as tools to awaken, healing journey, inner child healing. Yeah. 6 of Cups is inner child healing. I mentioned inner child healing, I think, or maybe I didn't. I'm not too sure. There's lots of healing cards here. Healing, 4 of Swords, 6 of Cups is inner child healing. Inner child healing is very linked to relationships. And our attachment styles, with our victim consciousness, self-sabotage. Interesting. Dandelion is a survivor. It has an extraordinary ability to withstand hardship and thrives in disturbed environments. I was going to say something about the roots. They're very, very resilient. And it's like when... And they always grow. They always grow back. And it's like people try and cut them down and they grow again. It's like that environment, something, some big environmental change for you, some big change for you isn't going to pull you down. You're still going to have that magic, right? Here's more about being rooted. Dandelion loosens compacted earth and grows deep. Tap roots that rejuvenate the soil. Okay. And this is what it does to body and soul. It assists us in renewing, cleansing, mineralizing and adapting. In medical astrology, dandelion is associated with the Sun and Jupiter. It's primarily an alternative. Herbs that gradually restore the proper function of the body, increasing health and vitality. Chiron, also known as the Wounded Healer, was a wise centaur in Greek mythology who gave up his immortality to save Prometheus after he was accidentally pricked by a poison arrow, and learned that despite all his medical knowledge he would be in pain forever. He ended up landing among the stars as a constellation. Chiron orbits between Saturn and Uranus, symbolically marking the liminal territory between Saturn and Uranus. And in astrology, Chiron represents our deepest, most tender wounds that are the most difficult to heal, yet also marks where we hold our greatest gifts. Okay, look, 10 of Wands and 3 of Swords, which I showed. So 3 of Swords, 10 of Wands. Like, these are some deep wounds that are needing healed here, but that is where our magic lies. 10 of Wands, 3 of Swords. There's victim consciousness, there was pride, there was self-sabotage, there was 8 of Wands, 8 of Swords as well, which is trapped mentality. Like, it's very deep healing that's happening in this. Dandelion is here to remind you that you can thrive regardless of... I went out of battery. I might have to do this quickly now because I might go out of battery again. I want to stay in this energy. So Dandelion is here to remind you that you can thrive regardless of your circumstances. Take ownership over your wounds. Find gratitude in the lessons. Dive deep into the depths of your origins and use your wounding to further define the purpose and healing you are here to transmit and share with the world. Don't let your pain define your personality, but draw from it strength and purpose. Like Chiron, you are born from the seeds of higher order and intelligence. Embrace this great healing power you've been given and go beyond the outlined path. And that's some beautiful energy. There's obviously a lot of really deep healing that's needing done. Cry it out, let it out, speak to professionals if you need. Like, this is just a spiritual exercise here to kind of connect with your own intuition, but like, take it easy on yourself. Don't give yourself such a hard time, you know. And what's a likely outcome? Okay, what's the last thing you want to share, Spirit? What's the likely outcome here? We already know it's 10 of Pentacles. Pay attention to signs. Maybe you're going to be getting stronger intuition. Self-love. Pay attention to signs and self-look. We knew this was about the self. Pay attention to the signs. Okay. Firstly, I think this is a little keep your eyes peeled and open to the world around you. And pay attention to the signs coming from your intuition. Pay attention to the signs coming from this reading. Maybe even that's what it's saying, because I was saying, yeah, this is a spiritual exercise and an intuitive exercise for you. So working on your intuition. And self-love. Like, look at this. This is the outcome for you. This is a likely outcome. Just being your true form and shining. Self-love is something that is obviously really hard to work on, but it's something that can do so much healing for ourselves. Look at this, right? It's gone from like the dark to the pink. This is heart chakra healing. This is all of the juiciness, but I'm going to read it and see. Right, 24. Take time out to get to know yourself and what works for you in this particular cycle of your life. So this is a new cycle. Some of the biggest obstacles to self-love are self-criticism and perfectionism, which lead to harsh judgment of the self, closing down, and eventually illness. Have you been trying to compete with others, get approval from people in your family, or simply pushing yourself too hard? 10 of Wands. If so, you need to soften and start listening to your body. It's going to be easy. You're going to have a better, more connected version of yourself. It's going to be easier to make decisions, okay? You're going to be less foggy, more clear here. Focus, and you're going to be able to keep your heart open despite the pain that it's been through. Focus on keeping your heart open and practice acknowledging and recognizing the good in yourself and others. This card beckons you to breathe in love and out every moment of the day. Ask yourself, what changes do I need to make to my daily routine so that love can pulsate through every breath, action, and relationship I engage in? Choose to open your heart through softness, deep breathing, relaxation, movement, finding beauty in nature, in your home, in your pain, in your love, in your sadness, in prayer, and so on. Keep your heart open even though it makes you feel vulnerable and exposed. Learn to receive. You're going to be open to receive. When you're open to receive, when you're closed off from receiving, energy can't flow to you. When you're in that energy, the unhealed, I don't want to say the unhealed because we're healing all the time, in the previous patterns, or maybe self-limiting beliefs, self-limiting patterns that you're in, it's harder to open yourself up to abundance and to opportunity and to your next path. So yeah, that's a beautiful card to get. We love this. Self-love runs to the self-sabotage. Signs are all around you. Open your mind and pay close attention to your environment. Your angels know that you have been feeling lost about the direction you need to take in your life and the decisions you need to make. They've heard your frustrations and your pleas for help. They ask you to slow down Stop focusing on the problem and allow a solution to come into your reality. You're going to trust more, pay attention to the signs, and that's trusting, that's letting go of control issues for me. And that's like looking at your experience, going, right, going with that flow of energy and the feeling of wind within your body, and trusting that is going to guide you to the right path, rather than getting all stuck in the head going, right, what is it I'm doing next? I need to know when my money's coming in. I need to know when I'm going to be in that next relationship. I need to know where I'm going to be. I need to know who I am. It's just being who you are and trusting that divine connection, Hierophant, to the higher realms, that they're going to help you, but you have to ask, because you've got free will. Ask for specific signs. Like, send me a sign of what's that called? A Russian doll. If you have a question, go, angels, like, I want to know about this. Whatever the question is, please send me a Russian doll as a sign. Or it could be anything you want. But that's the one. How cute is that? Cleopatra. Very cute. I got this from a charity shop. Anyway, I'm digress. Your spiritual helpers have been organising synchronistic events to support for you. Maybe a synchronistic event is going to occur. So as I said, this is likely outcome. Maybe there is a synchronistic thing that's going to happen. Trust in your body when you're feeling called to go in a certain direction, to go somewhere. Trust it. Because you don't know who you're going to meet, what you're going to meet, what opportunity you're going to come across, what you're going to find. Follow that inner child part of yourself, the willingness to explore, the willingness to feel in your heart, and the magic, because that leads you on a really beautiful path. That's willingness to follow the path without knowing the exact direction where it's going to go, just enjoying the journey and flowing with it, rather than going, that's where that path goes. Your spiritual helpers have been organising synchronistic events in support for you, but you keep thinking in the same stubborn way. Relax and look at life in a more creative way. Pay attention to repetitive signs and signals. A sign can come in the form of a song, a movie, a book, nature, animals, people, thoughts, dreams, visions, and so on. At times, your body also gives you signs. Your body may be telling you to rest, change your diet, or to work on challenging emotions. Be sure to take these signals seriously. So, yeah, you may get a sign. Again, it's easy to fall into that spiritual psychosis mindset of everything is a sign. They ask for the sign. Ask for a sign and it'll come. But specifically, ask for specific signs. Not every animal you see and thing you see is a sign. Don't know what. No, don't need any more cards. I said that was the last ones. Thank you so much for watching. That was beautiful. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, night, whenever you're watching this. Thank you for watching and being in this energy. I know this energy is really difficult to be in. But know that through pain, through difficult situations, the most beautiful things can come out of that, the most beautiful learning. I feel called to tell you, like, something very deep. Very long time ago, I'd say, I don't know, 6 years ago, I went through a really, really, really traumatic experience. I went through a really bad relationship, very abusive, physically, in my past, and that was really awful to go through. It was awful. It caused me a lot of problems. I had a lot of things to undo and a lot of things to heal, and I'm still going through that. I'm still working through that. It's really tough. I still have a lot of anger towards the person. It was awful what was done to me. However, all of these things that I've experienced in the past, where I've got to now, I would not be where I am without those experiences. And as painful as they are my medicine and my lessons, if you get what I mean. And I'm not blaming anyone for what they've gone through, because it's not your fault what you've gone through at all. But you need to make it your power and stand within that, rather than allowing it to make you a victim, because you're stronger than that. You're more resilient than that. So the pain and wounds that we all go through, and we all have them, they're dying to be looked at. They're dying to be felt. And we live in a society that numbs all that, and we don't want to look at it, but that's where the keys are. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Lots of love. And I don't know why I want to say stay groovy. I don't know why. I just do. I keep pulling cards. Right. Nurture yourself, look after yourself, and thank you for watching.